In a small town in England, someone's got a poison pen, and they're sending wicked little letters.
This is based on a true story, apparently,
Ish.
which is really surprising to me. I guess they've tweaked it, but the bones of this are true. If you've not subscribed yet, we would love to have you, because we like to do little art house movies like this. And you got Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley together. We got to talk about that when that sort of thing happens. So please hang out with us.
We'll catch them in the act.
Yes, this is based on a true story in a small town on the England coastal seaside of Littlehampton. It's like 1920. It's just after World War I. And it's like the kind of insular English town that you see in twee art house movies where everyone is quirkily lovable and weird. And
PBS dramas.
Yeah, and for sure. And so one day people start getting these letters, and they are like incredibly florid in their profanity. Like it's really specific and vivid and strange, but so mean, and they are unsigned and nobody knows who is sending them. They mostly come at first to Olivia Colman's character. Her name is Edith. She is middle-aged and unmarried and lives at home with her parents, played by Timothy Spall and Gemma Jones. And she is a good Christian woman, so she's astounded and flabbergasted by the profanity of these. And her family is also shocked. And everyone assumes it has to be her next door neighbor, Rose, played by Jessie Buckley, because Jessie Buckley's character is really fun and likes to go have a drink at the pub and swears a lot and is a single mom of a little girl and has a black boyfriend. And she's Irish. She's not from there.
Ta-da.
So all these things make her suspicious in general. You learn in a flashback that Edith and Rose were friendly at first. They're next door neighbors. And then you learn what the falling out was about. And so everyone assumes it's Rose. There is one single woman on the police force who is willing to investigate this. She's referred to as Woman police officer, and that's kind of a funny bit all throughout. So the fun of this movie is just the language of it and the cadence of it and the specificity of it, and watching Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley play off of each other. They have a great energy, really different characters, and just that dynamic is always fun to watch. Also fun to watch because they both play the same character in The Lost Daughter. And so now Jessie Buckley was a younger version of Olivia Colman in that. So now they get to be next door neighbors and rivals in this. And it's not really a whodunit. You know,
no, it treats it like a mystery. And then by the time you've all figured out in the audience, a few minutes later, the movie then just tells you.
Yeah. And so it's not really about that. I think it's about how, yes, this was a century ago, but trolls still exist. People who are out there to say mean things about you to make you feel bad about yourself. Not our viewers, of course, because our community is delightful, and we've worked really hard to create a loving and welcoming and warm community here. But other parts of the internet and the YouTube, not everyone is so kind-hearted. So this is about that. It's about the patriarchy. The police officers are all dolts, and the dad is overbearing and patriarchal.
Abusive.
He is abusive. That's true. Yes. And so anyway, it's cute. It's fine. It's like a nice, like if you have a local film society in your town and they show art house films, this is the kind of thing that they probably would show, and you'd have a nice afternoon watching it.
Yeah, this also falls into what we call the take your mom category, I think.
If your mom is okay with that kind of language.
I suppose, yeah. The performances make this worth seeing, I almost kind of single-handedly, because story-wise, like I said, you'll figure out the mystery, and then it's like it has things to say about like how women were treated, how women treated each other, at this point in history, and that's fine. It's always worth mentioning, but the movie kind of runs out of steam a bit. You mentioned that she has a black boyfriend. This is like the Bridgerton version of British history in that no one's race is ever mentioned. There's a lot of non-trad casting. The woman police officer is played by Anjana Vasan from We Are Lady Parts.
Mhm.
The local postmistress is Lolly Adefope from Shrill. So like there's a lot of, you know, people of color in a small town where their being of color would have been commented upon by someone,
Right.
and they aren't here. So, you know, that's what they're doing with that, and that's fine. That's certainly an approach for this. And yeah, Colman and Buckley are terrific and fun to watch, and you know, this deep bench of character actors, including Eileen Atkins. You know, that's all fun and that's all good. And you know, I'm not mad at anything this movie has to say. I just didn't find it. It is fine, as you put it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But you know what? They may have gotten along and figured things out a lot faster if they had a nice meal together, cooked on Lodge cast iron cookware. If only one of them had gone to the other one's house and sat down in their charming, warm little kitchen and had, I don't know.
Dave just made a nice cornbread in ours.
Cornbread.
Yes.
It's a perfect thing.
Those cast iron skillets, you can put them in the oven and no plastic, nothing's going to melt. And so you can bake in them. You can, for stovetop, they're very versatile.
I sauteed some spinach the other night for our Sunday salmon dinner. So we do eggs in them. Chris just did a whole scramble with like feta and spinach and eggs. We use our Lodge stuff all the time. So we're really thrilled to be working with them. We have a link to them down below. Check them out. And now they have the Dolly Parton collection. You want Dolly on the face of your skillet. You can make food on her face and it will all taste better. Don't you think?
She blesses you. Blesses your meals.
She really does. Anyway, so that had to have worked. So yeah, I thought it was charming, but it kind of runs out of steam. But then along the way, there are enough little cute details in the investigation involving like the way a certain letter is drawn or, you know, the way that the women who, you know, ordinarily have these quiet lives get sucked into the mystery and they want to, you know, help each other solve this thing. And so, but it does have the same kind of vibe as like Calendar Girls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It is the British know what they're doing when it comes to like these sort of kind of cutesy movies. But, you know, it's a not bad example of that kind of thing. If you like that kind of thing, you will like this kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, then, so what is your number on Wicked Little Letters?
Like a 6.2.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say like a 6.5 just because Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley together, like just neither of them can really like put a foot wrong. You know, they're both so good all the time.
Absolutely.
That they find nuance. And Jessie Buckley just being brash and profane is always enjoyable. And Olivia Colman's every slight little facial gesture suggests so much. And so, yeah, I had a reasonably pleasant time. This is in theaters now. I think we're like a week late on it maybe, but it's out there and it's going out there wider. So go check out Wicked Little Letters.
Absolutely.